What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Simba Sports Hub, man, where we talk all things Washington Commanders football, man. Like I told y'all, the time has come that your boy Simba will start doing these collabs with other fellow Washington Commanders content creators. And I have my guy who allowed me to come onto his platform. Overtime Otis is in the building. OT, what's good with you, my guy?
Man, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Appreciate you for having me on your platform, man. Like I told you backstage, man, you inspired me to start going live more and, collabing with other people as well. So, man, appreciate you for having me on the Simba Sports Hub, bro.
Nah, no problem at all. No problem at all, man. Like I told you, man, hit me up. Let me know. We can make it happen. I ain't one of them like, hey, nah, bro, we can't do that. Nah. Let's get here. I love talking Commander Sports with everybody. But I appreciate you joining in today, man. Hey, so I know we talk backstage. My man is up in NYC right now. Just came from the J. Cole concert, man. Real quick before we get into the Commanders content, man. How was it? How was the concert?
Man, I was going back and forth with my wife if this was the greatest concert I ever seen, because J. Cole, one of my favorite artist for real, okay. And he performed all my favorite hits like the Love Yours, man, that Love Yours had everybody singing word for word,
singing a little hard out in that jump.
Man, what he got people in their feelings. He was like, man, who's in here with their lover and who's in here their lovers at home and they know that, man. Everybody was going crazy.
Me.
Like he played on their heart. He played on their heart.
Oh yeah. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Was it at the Barclays or was it at
this was at the Barclays. Man, J. Cole, he getting money. I think he going to the Barclays, Madison Square Garden. I think he's like 4 or 5 shows in New York.
Okay. All right, that's what's up. I heard he going to he going over the seas too. He going to like Japan and all that. So
yeah, his last stop is in Johannesburg.
Johannesburg. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, man. So we're going to recap day 1, day 2, day 3. I can't keep up with all the days at this given point. But we are in day 3, day 4. Have y'all want dial it up. But training camp has officially kicked off. Our Washington Commanders, JD Fab is back. Terry McLaurin is back. There is no off the field issues as far as contract disputes and things like that. How are you feeling about the Washington Commanders' first 2 days of training camp?
First 2 days of training camp, I'm glad the guys are back, and I'm glad. Knock on wood, not too many, injuries. Man, it's hot out there. They could be revving up the intensity out there. I think I heard what Nick Allegretti went down and Treylon Burks. So I don't know they were saying they were playing it down at this point in the season, but they don't really have to tell us that much, right, at this time. So I'm just glad everybody's healthy for the most part, and hopefully we get those two back quick.
Yeah, and Nick Allegretti, I know they're going to keep him out for about a week. About a week's time, and then they're going to kick in. Treylon Burks was out one practice and came back this practice, so
okay.
Not too scary of as far as like what actually the injury bug. As we see in the NFL, there's been some, like you say, knock on wood, some season-ending injuries already, and we try and stay away from that due to 2025. We don't want to go back to any more injuries as far as from 2025 going to 2026. So not too many major injuries. I'm not too concerned. I'm not going get up in the man, we need to go and get some other guys. Oh man, what's going to happen with 2026? Not right now. I'm at even kill. But today was day 4. There was the first time that the fans got to touch Ashburn grass and show up for training camp. I'm excited. We're going to get into it real quick. But before we jump into it, let's go ahead and get through some of these comments real quick. Let's go. All right. So we got Gemini say clocking it. Gemini Real clocking in right here. We got oldest guy in the building. What it do? Here we go. Awesomeness says, what's up? What it do? What's going on with you?
What's good?
It's one of my followers right here, man.
Yeah, I'm hip. She followed me too.
Okay. She say what's up. All right, and then we got my man Mike, man. Ben Sennett got to step it up now that one of our biggest tight end blockers is hurt. Yes, and that's what we was going to get into, Mike. It was reported that John Bates got hurt at practice. And that's, you don't want to see nobody getting hurt too bad, but you know, it is now time for a guy like Ben Lawrence Cager to step up and try to make some plays. And I think from what I heard about practice today is that the tight ends was utilized a lot during practice. So, but we're gonna get into all that. You know, you already know how I do, Otis. I kind of just I put stuff in a little folder, and we're gonna start dropping down through, you know, and reviewing some of the things that we heard out of camp. I wasn't there to see some of the stuff, so I'm relying on a lot of the, you know, other fans that was reporting on it, and a lot of the beat writers too. So we're gonna jump into it real quick, and we're gonna start unpacking. And I always start off every show with who was the first person on the field. Day 3. See, look, somebody say day 3. Some people saying day 4. First on the field was the Johnny Newton, man. Second or third year? Is this his second year? Third year D tackle. How do you feel about the defense as it stands right now with everything that AP and DQ brought into the defense, the youth, the Sony Styles, the Nick Cross, a lot of the pass rushers? How do you feel about the defense as it stands right now?
The defense, I feel like the defensive line, that's kind of the D tackles, that's more of in question, because what they did last year, we didn't bring in too much help. I know we brought in Tim Settle. You know, that's a Manassas guy, Manassas, Virginia.
Welcome back.
Hey, look, hey, welcome back, Tim Settle. We brought him in, and he definitely could do his role. But you know, like I said, I'm the type of person, I want to see what somebody does in our colors, because what you did on the last team, once you come put on that burgundy and gold, some people act like they forgot how to play. So I definitely want to see. I want to see Tim Settle do his thing in our colors again. You know, so I would say our defense. We put a lot of resources into it over the offseason, and I feel like that's going to be carrying our team. Our defense is probably going to carry our team, but I feel like there's still little pieces that I don't like our corners. I'm not all the way confident in all the corners. You know, we have some corners that on this day you might get a good player, on this day you might get a bad player. So it's like corners, our safety position. It's like our strong suits, I would say our linebackers and our edge rushers. That's why I say our strong suits for defense.
And ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's definitely going to be, you know, with a new defensive coordinator coming in, Devontae Jones, and, you know, what style, what base he's going to run, 3-4, 4-2-5, 4-3. And we know his famous quote. He's like, I don't care how we start. It's just about where we end up at, right? So, yeah. and I love that mindset, because in the NFL, it's about how can you put the most pressure on a quarterback as a defense. And we know from 2025 to 2024, our defense was, you know, getting carried by our offense, even though the offense was hurt in 2025. Like, it was hurt to a certain extent to where it's like, hey, the offense playing bad as well as the defense. We were just a bad team, right? So it's the mere fact that we are now in this position where we got a lot more youth. Like you said, you talked about Tim Settle coming back into the fold and what he was doing for us before he left, and then some of the noise that he was making prior to, you know, with the Buffalo Bills and with the Houston Texans. I think he's going to be a great rotational interior defensive lineman for us. And some people are even saying that Tim Settle may outshine Daron Payne. Now, and if that happens, I don't care. I don't care who make the most noise. This, as long as that noise is made and it turns into us getting turnovers and helping our offense get better field position to score points. That's all I care about. I don't care which person it is.
How you feel Daron? How you feel Daron going to do this year?
Well, they always say, you know, contract year, that's when you get the best out of a player.
Yeah, no, for real.
I don't want to be the person to kind of say like, hey, this is another contract year for him, so he maybe come out here and play with his hair on fire. But hey, if whatever to do to motivate you to get your money, and that helps us win games, hey, let's make it happen. I want the best for him, because when he's playing his best, that's going to help out the guys on the back end, like our cornerbacks that we are, you know, we're going to discuss as we go through it though, and talk about Rasul Douglas, Trey Amos not practicing for the last 3 practices. Yeah. But we gonna definitely get it. I think if he's balling out, it's going to help the unit of the defense play even better. Because he had some moments last season. Don't get me wrong. He had some moments when he was getting in the backfield. He may not have finished every play, but he had some. But the defense in totality played bad to me.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's catch up a little bit more. We got some more comments in here. Okay, Savage. with the
Shout out to
clocking in.
Savage.
All right, shout out to Savage in the building. Michael hit us with the Tim Settle produced on every team he was on, and that's facts. He did.
That's a fact.
He did. He's made a name for himself in the league, not being a starter. Right? You don't always gotta get starter minutes to make your name known. So I'm excited to get Tim Settle back in the building. What else we got? Lady Erica Lynn says, "What up, fellas? What it do, Lady Erica? What's popping with you?" Yeah, sir, Lady E. T. What's that? T Rich clocking in.
T Rich. Shout out T Rich.
Hey, we got the clocking in fam in the building. What's good with y'all, man? What's good? And then we got you know how Deron does when it's time to get paid. What I say?
What
I say? Hey, look, I wasn't even looking at the comments, but what I say when Deron when he want that bag, he get in his bag, he get in his Louis, and he start turning up for some odd reason. It's like, hey, I'm trying to stay in here right quick. I'm trying to get this bag.
He say payday pain.
Payday pain. Hey, if that turned into him having a monstrous, statistical year, let's do it. Off the Bench podcast. What it do?
Big Herb. Shout out Big Herb.
Shout out to Big Herb in the building, man. Hey, shout out to you, my guy. What you did on your platform, bro, that's the type of stuff I like to see as a Commanders fan, man. And us, like, I love to see that. I love to see it. No lie. All right, let's scroll through. What else we got? All right, shout out to Zach Zelby. A couple of nice runs from Jerry McNichols on the edge. It's really impressive that he's able to make an impact on the field. And as we talk about this real quick, how do you feel about the running back room? Like, with Lil Bill, with Rachaad White, you got Jerome Ford, you got Jeremy McNichols. It is only day 3, day 4. How do you see the running back room panning out right now?
I like all the talent the running back room has. I feel like in the last couple of years, we haven't had a lot of talent in the running back room. It was either the first running back, the second running back, and whoever else we have on the team. So I feel like there's more people that could do more positions. But what I do want to see, like, say, if it's a throwing down, if we're going to throw on it in the running back, if it's a throwing down, don't necessarily take Bill out. Make sure you keep him in. And so the defense won't know, because sometimes we take Bill out, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, they throwing it. You keep Bill in, running it. So we need a running back that could do both for real. So I want Bill to work on his hands so we could, keep him in, because he could catch too. Bill got them wheels, so he could catch and take it off like we seen last year too.
A Swiss Army knife is what I love to have, and one of our running backs, and I think we got a piece of every type of running back style that we need, right? You got the Katron Allen, the bulldozer that can get those tough yardage if need be. You got Rachaad White, who can be a great pass blocker, but a nice receiving back out the backfield, right? And then you got Lil Bill, who we know had a little bit of struggle his rookie year, but then as he got going, we seen the production from him, right? So like seeing Lil Bill add the extra bit of weight onto his body frame, and like you said, you can utilize him on as a pass guy too. Like, and you can run those double running back sets where it's like you got Rachaad and Lil Bill. You can motion one out, you can fake read option to one, and you can. It's a multitude of things that you can do with just those two guys alone. But I'm not taking away from Katron Allen. I know I didn't say his name at first, but I'm excited to see how that room pans out come week 1, or let's just even get to the first preseason game. I want to see what those guys can really do on the field from the running back perspective, because that's going to help JD5 as well. Let's see what we got real quick. We got Michael. Do you guys think Jaden will eye his new big money tight end like he did Ertz, and use him like he did Ertz as his number 2 receiver? What you got, OT?
I always like the tight end as a safety blanket. So I definitely, if any trouble, if the line breaking down, he'll definitely dump it off to him or dump it off to a running back out the backfield. Like, that's why we have like a Rachaad White coming on the team. And, we want our running backs to be able to catch too. So I feel like he definitely will spam that tight end position. Because when Ertz was in here, I'm like, man, Zach Ertz ain't even the fastest on the field. He getting the ball every time. I'm like, what the heck?
He reminded you of the old Jason Witten. Like,
Jason Witten slow, but still get it.
You gotta be fast, but you gotta know how to plant your foot at that right moment, where that DB is still, or that linebacker or safety is still thinking about what you're going to do, and just make yourself available. And 6'5", again, I always say this, Otis, you can't teach height and you can't teach speed. Being 6'5" and creating yourself, making yourself a big target for your receiver, for your quarterback, hey, bro, you are bound. And then look, he had that out and in route that he was famous for us, and scored a lot of touchdowns. But I think I think Chig can definitely be a great piece because he's more he has that more he has a little bit more athleticism to be able to, you know, get and beat those linebackers and safeties and sit in those zones. And what we know Zach Ertz for, he ain't getting us no yak. He might he gonna catch it. Don't get me wrong, but he ain't getting us no extra 2 to 3 yards when he get that ball. So if you can get Chig the ball in open field, guess what? We're gonna get some more yardage with that. So I'm excited to see Chig, you know, step into this offense and work with JD5. And I can only say, hey, if you got a little bit more athleticism, you can produce a little bit more for us. Like if we had what we had with Ertz.
Hey, look, we can't go a negative in the yards. It could only go up. We wasn't getting them anyway. Hey,
look, we know when Zach Ertz caught that jump, it was stalemate. It wasn't hey, I'm about to get us an extra 3 to 4 yards. It was like, nah, I might get you one. I might get you 1 or 2. If that, if it's like,
if he catch the ball, because you know Zach Ertz got that occasional drop, and then it just go. I'm like, wait a minute, Zach, you was right there. You was one step away from the end zone. You was in stride.
Come on, bro. Got to hold on to that pill, my guy. All right, what else Zach had to say, man? Yeah, it was a nice throw and catch from Daniels to Burks in the middle of the field, which drew some cheers from the fans. And I'm gonna say this: I knew that was going to draw, you know, some cheers because of the whole big topic, and we're going to talk about this a little bit. The whole big topic of wide receiver number 2. And I got to get your opinion on it. I said I wasn't going to bring this dude name up again in my last live. But with guys like, you know, Treylon Burks, where, you know, he had the head top catch over Amik and day 1. And then now, you know, he came back out the next practice. He was hurt. He didn't practice. And a lot of fans felt as though, hey, we need to go and get Stephon Diggs. I know a lot of people are out against Brandon Ayuk, but they saying that we need to bring somebody else into this locker room because we do not have the time to be waiting to bring in and try to get a number 2 receiver caught up mid-season, right? So how do you feel, one, about the current wide receiver room? And do you think that we have our official number 2 already here? Or do you think a guy like Stephon Diggs can come in and be our official number 2?
I honestly feel like maybe we have our number 2 on the roster, but he's not a necessarily number 2 wide receiver. He might be a number 2, a number 3, and number 4 that's playing 2 for us because like our wide receiver room, it's like I want to see what they got. It's kind of like I want to see what they got. I don't want them to go out and get Stephon Diggs. I'm like, man, what do we have in here? Because with the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator, it seemed like DQ and AP pushing all the chips to the middle. It's like, man, we might as well thug it out with what we have. And it's like, if we go later in the season and it's starting to look, you know, some type of way, then, you know, maybe we should reach out to Stephon Diggs. But I had a quick question. Are you surprised that Stephon isn't signed? Because, you know, Debo, he just went to the 49ers.
I am a little surprised. I thought he probably would have got picked up right before training camp had started, whether it been with us or with any other team. But I think, like you said, and like I feel strongly about this with AP and DQ, they want to see what the guys that they have drafted and brought in from free agency or re-signed at the end of 2025. They kind of want to see what these core guys can do for us before going out and get, you know, a guy like Stephon Diggs. And I think other teams, and then I think part of it is probably the money. The money may be like the second. I wouldn't say money first and then could he help us out second? I think it's a lot of teams and organizations want to see what they already have in place and see how they can produce. And I know that that's later on down the line, maybe joint practices can give you a better insight on, hey, do we need to bring in the Stephon Diggs? But right now, I think us right now, we're trying to see what Antonio Williams is going to look like, what Luke McCaffrey coming off an injury is going to look like, what, you know, Treylon Burks and De'Ami Brown, all of these guys, Van Jefferson, who was getting praised in OTAs and minicamp. Haven't heard much about him to these last couple of days, but I think AP wants to see what this core group looks like now before they go out and say, hey, do we need to get a Diggs? Do we need to get a Keenan? I'm just saying Keenan Allen, but I don't really like him as an option. But
that's kind of where I'm at too, because I'm like, you know, it's a lot of question marks with our teams. It's like, man, what if we get Burks the full season? If he gets say he gets nicked up a couple games, but he still plays and, you know, he still does it. It's like, because we see Treylon Burks got potential.
Right.
We can't take size. He got some decent speed on him, former first round pick. It's like the potential is there. It's just, can he stay healthy? So I'm like, I'd rather us take the risk since we going all chips in the middle, us take the risk than him go to say Philly or the Eagles or the Giants. Then we got to play him twice a year and he burn us.
Yeah,
because, hey, look, he would get hurt with us. This our luck. He get hurt with us. Then he go with our team, come to us and fry us. He get 150 and 2 touchdowns on us.
Exactly.
So I want him, and I want Dyami to get a full season too, because it's a big question mark with Dyami, because it's like you had what 300-400 yards with us in the playoffs. You went crazy. Then you went to a whole another team and didn't hit all the yards. So I'm like, if he would went to Jacksonville and got 700 yards, I'd be like, oh yeah, this number 2 right here. This number 2, number 3. You know, but it's like it's all question marks with our receivers.
And it is, and I can understand why some fans would be at panic at this given moment, because it's like, nah, we need a solidified guy. Diggs is a solidified guy. We know what Diggs can do. We know what he's done in his career. We don't know. We got question marks, too many question marks over here. So I can understand the urgency that some of these fans have, but I'm also trusting and believing in what AP brought in as of right now. I just gotta trust it. I gotta see how it pans out before I hit the panic button and say, hey, we need to go try and get another receiver. Could it be too late at some given point? Yeah, and you may lose out on Stephon Diggs, but we really got to see what a guy like Antonio Williams, who a lot of people are raving about, can really do. What a Dyami Brown can really do if given the opportunity. Because we were saying that even with the Ron Rivera era, it's like, man, what the guy from North Carolina? Why he ain't getting no playtime? And then it's like, all of a sudden, when the new regime come in and towards the end of the season, he started taking off. He started showing us glimpses. Yeah. And I understand you don't want to bet your bag on glimpses, but it's just like, I would love to see what these young guys can bring to our team as of right now. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. All right, let's see what we got. To our advantage, no other team will have any tape on this new offense and defense. That same concept got Jayden to his first playoffs, his first season. I hope this could be possibility for this team. Yes, the unknown is definitely going to give us the advantage, right? Like nobody seeing what we can do without what David. We know what variations of offense David Blau is pulling from. We know Ben Johnson, we know Kevin O'Connell, and even some of Cliff Kingsbury of what we've seen here in Washington. He's going to pull from all 3 guys, but again, we don't know what type of flavor he's going to make, like what he's been, making of his own, right? So yes, the unknown is going to definitely give us advantage going into week 1. But at some point in time, these defenses going to be, and offense is going to be like, oh, they like to do this.
Oh yeah, I was going to say that. I was like, man, Jayden with his take, Jayden, he was new to the NFL, so it's like they weren't necessarily studying him like, oh, he likes to roll to the right or he likes to roll to the left. It's like we have a new offensive, we have a new scheme, but Jayden Daniels still the quarterback. They got 2 years of film on him, and like his habits, what he like to do, what he doesn't like, that still be on the table. So that's going to be a disadvantage.
Yeah, I agree. And this is year 3, right? We can only hope that our franchise quarterback is not the year 2025 quarterback, and that he has learned and gotten better. And what a team like the Green Bay Packers did to him week 4, that ain't going to happen this year when we play against top-nose defenses, that he is more understanding of who he is as a quarterback, and he has gotten a lot better as a QB from year 2 going into year 3. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to ask you, what something would you like seeing an improvement in Jayden? Like you saying the improvements, which one would you like? What didn't you like?
So for me, and again, I never had an issue with like his injury concern. I never thought he was an injury prone guy. That was never a concern to me. But as all young players and young QBs and young players in the NFL, especially QB, right? Mm-hmm. Learning how to, I don't always have to make the heroic play. So just saying, if I can at least escape pressure and I can either get the ball out of my hand or at least take an incompletion, get the ball like out of bounds, or even if I get past the line of scrimmage, all right, let me get this 1 yard. I don't have to make the heroic play. That's one thing that I want to see him, because if we talk about all the injuries that he possibly had, it was him trying to get away from something, right? Mm-hmm. That option run against Carolina, the Reds. If he would have just fell down instead of try to, turn around and stiff arm, and that comes with maturity, right? That comes with experience. That comes with you saying, all right, I don't need to do that going into year 3. Like so that part, and him staying, the best ability is availability, right? Him staying available to us. And then I would probably say, I don't have an issue with his accuracy. I don't have an issue with his ball placement. I don't have an issue with his decision making because I think that every young QB has to take that trajectory up, right? Like they got to get better at some point in time as you know they stay in the league. So what would you say?
I would say like, and I kind of seen it in year one with Jaden because we were so hyped when he came to our team, and
Right.
I was so hyped to get him. I was listening to some of his stuff he was talking about. He was like, man, CJ Stroud, he had this rookie record and stuff like that, and even ultimately Jaden, he had a better rookie season than CJ Stroud. It's like I feel like sometimes Jaden be in his own head, and like that's how I feel about myself sometimes. I feel like maybe Jaden gets in his own way because he might be holding on to that ball a little bit too long. And like, man, throw that joint out of bounds, man. Don't have your stats. Don't have your stats looking good. We need you this whole season. Like, we don't need you 1 or 2 games. Like, and he's seen that last year. Like, man, if you out here trying to play hero ball, hey, look, we don't have anybody else. We're gonna have the best chance as beating these teams with you on the field. Without you on the field, if you go out here and play hero ball, then we don't got a shot. And he's seen that last year. It fell out the bottom of it. But what I will say, I feel like maybe Jaden, like, man, get that ball out of your hands. Don't worry about your stats as much. And then I want to, like, our defense, I'm glad we brought in more people for the defense as well. So he wouldn't think, I got to go out here every game and score 30. If our defense is on paper, if our defense is as good as they say they are on paper, man, we should be able to score 22 points and win the game.
I agree with that.
2 touchdowns and a field goal, man. We might be able to beat certain teams with 2 touchdowns and a field goal, not even 22 points.
Right. And I think that's hearing him talk, hearing his mindset going, and even watching the Netflix special about how he was, how he felt about how the season went, and now hearing him talking like OTAs and minicamp, I think he got it. I think he got it. I think he understands that that if he stays on the field and he keeps himself out of harm's way, that the success of the Washington Commanders is we can very well get back to a playoff type of team and then try to get back to the NFC Championship. For sure. Let's catch back up on some more comments real quick before we continue to scrolling through. It's a difference between being sore and being injured. And I think Lady E was talking about the Treylon Burks, and that's why I say I'm not concerned. Injured to me is like if he had gotten hurt day one and they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna keep him out for a couple of weeks. Okay, now we got an issue. Like that's the issue to me. This game is, and I know everybody knows this game is physical. You're going to get hurt. You're going to have nicks and bruises. But if you are still able to play, that's all I care about. If you miss a game, look, he broke his thumb again, or broke his finger or something in Detroit, right? Missed 1 week in Miami, and then came back against the Broncos and had to catch up a light, like damn, like, well, how do we get? I understand that the concern of the injury is like we want him to play more than 15 games, but he came in to us like on the back half of the season, right? Like it was like, all right, we wasn't really expecting nothing, but I understand why people are concerned about his injury and things like that. But how you feel about it, Treylon Burks?
I didn't want to, out of everybody, I didn't want to hear it from him this early, but just like Lady E said, man, again, shout out Lady E. She doing her thing out here. Sore and injured, if you can go play, you can go play, but I don't want you taking up a roster spot and then you maybe knock on wood where you can't play a few games, something like that.
That's true.
Like if we have people say Jags, if we have a room full of Jags, it's like, man, one can't be taking up the spot and then one go down and then we don't have nobody to replace them. That's why I was feeling the Brandon Ayuk or the Stephon Diggs move, because I was like, man, at least we got somebody with a name that's did something in the league, like established some type of credibility. Like even if Brandon Ayuk is not the Brandon Ayuk from 2023, it's like, man, they're gonna be like, oh, that's still Brandon Ayuk, man. Make sure you cover him good, you know.
Hey, look, and he could be an official number 2. Can he run routes? And that's what I understand the off the field antics. I don't approve of it. That ain't how I would conduct myself. But can you still run routes? That's what I care about. Can you still make catches? You ain't got to make it at the level that you used to, but can you get open? Can you make some things happen for us? If you can do that, that's all I care about. Let's see what else Lady E had to say. I feel like bringing Diggs in will stunt the growth of Williams.
Ooh, yeah, it's possible.
It is possible. It is possible. It is very possible. it can definitely stunt his growth, but it also can help him, get a lot better by having two proven veterans in the locker room too. Like, having Terry and a Stephon Diggs. So it's like, yeah, his year one may not be what we would want it to be, or we could see from him, and he may be more of a slot guy, and you might still be able to interchange. I still think you can use him. I understand why you wouldn't be able to use him as much, bringing in Stephon Diggs. But then it becomes at the point is like, who goes? Yeah. If you got to, we know Terry is off the list of potential guys to get cut. Luke McCaffrey, Jalen Lane, Van Jefferson, De'Ami Brown. Is like, who now on the hot seat?
Man, on the hot seat, that's hard because it's like it goes back to the De'Ami Brown 300-yard, 400-yard season. Treylon Burks injury prone. It's like, which struggle are you going to pick? Are you going to pick the struggle of the guy who might not get more than 300 yards? But I believe the mindset De'Ami came in. He went down to Jacksonville. Man, he grew. He said he grew as a player. So I feel like, man, he's maturing. I feel like he'd go out here. He's seen more defenses. I feel like he'd go out here and get a better season than what he did for us. But it's like the upside. Who has more upside? I feel like Treylon Burks has more upside to me. Like, I don't know. I just have a feeling if he's
only 26, 27, right?
Yeah, he's young. and he's a former first-round pick too. So I'm saying if Treylon Burks stay healthy, if both of them stay healthy, I feel like Treylon Burks will have a better overall season. We seen what he did with a couple games. Like you said, we bought him in the back end of the season. We wasn't expecting that for him. We was like, man, we signed Treylon Burks. We get what we get.
Yep. And it was just like, all right, ain't nobody. I mean, I don't think a lot of people like brought it up, like as far as him getting hurt and missing the game. It was just like, oh, all right, he played, he got hurt, he didn't play in Miami, and then it was like, oh, the Denver Broncos, where this guy been at? Like, we got something here. We got to bring him back at least. We got to at least bring him back. Let's see what Mike had to say. If this team's win the division, do you guys think Jayden will get MVP because of this hard schedule and Quinn Coach of the Year by gambling on his coordinator choices? Those are two good entry-level considerations. The schedule that we got, at least the first 4 to 5 games in the season, we play some juggernaut teams. I mean, we know 2 of them are in our division, right? But winning the division, and if JD5 has, let's just say, a slightly better year than his rookie year, along with winning the division, hell yeah, you got to consider him as an MVP candidate, and he damn sure can possibly get it. Because everybody is counting him out as a franchise quarterback already. I'm not talking about the fan base, but guys on the outside. A lot of people don't deem him because they're going to injury prone. That's the injury that we were talking about. And a lot of people question if he's really a franchise guy. So if he can bounce back and have a slightly better year than he had 2024, hell yeah. And Quinn rolling them dice, he throwing them things out there with 2 young, never calling plays, offense and defensive coordinators. You got to. I think, it's going to be, a lot of like, what was the record and all that kind of stuff. But you got to really look at, like, if we have a successful year going into 2026, coming out of 2026, you got to look at this guy as a coach of the year and an MVP. What you got?
So for the Jayden MVP, I feel like similar to what you saying, I feel like they sleeping on Jayden. A lot of people that's outside of this organization, they feel like 2024 didn't happen. They like, man, that was a fly by night type thing, man. That's a one time event.
Right.
So what I'm saying about the Jayden situation, I feel like there's been quarterbacks that's been doing it for years and years and years and not getting it. So I'm like, I don't feel like if Jayden had this 1 year, they would give it to him because they be sleeping on quarterbacks, just like Lamar. Lamar was supposed to get that joint 3 years straight because he had the best stats, best numbers. What'd they do? Gave it to Josh Allen. So I can't sit here and say if Jayden go out here this year and beat the people with, even if he has the numbers, even if he has the season, man, in the back of their mind, last year was bigger than 2024. Right. And what I say coach of the year, man, I would have to give it to Dan Quinn. If say we win 11, 12 plus games, man, he took a big gamble because last year, from some of the moves he was making, I wasn't on Dan Quinn's side. Like my wife had to talk me off the cliff. She said, "Man, give Dan Quinn some slack, man. Everybody regressed last year." I was like, okay, I said, man, this year I'm going into with an open mindset, but I won't have expectations. Last year from 2024, I had expectations going into 2025, but this year, if he does what I'll even say 10 wins. If we get 10 wins this year with unproven offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and what he did in 2024, I say, man, keep DQ around, man. We got something with him.
I think that him, like a lot of people putting him on the hot seat, is a little premature. Again, and I'll stand on this hill. I don't even care if I stand on this hill alone, is that the Washington fan base are quick triggers when it comes to coaching, right? And I'm not saying every coach needed and deserved to be here past year 3 or 4, or even going into 5, but you can't tell me a guy to come in and bring a bunch of free agents year 1. Granted, I know it's the unknown, right? Nobody knew, but this is the NFL. By week 7, 8, a lot of teams had picked up on what we like to do as an offense and defense, right? And we were still able to win games with our quarterback. The down year in 2025, I understand it being a concern, but it's not a concern for me to be like, oh, I got to put DQ on the hot seat right now. When the last time we seen a coach come in here year 1 and go 12-5? When the last time we seen that? That is unusual for us as a franchise. So to be able to come in and have the players buy into what he was preaching and putting out there as a coach, I'm going to give him another year. Like, we know 2025 was an injury plague year. Yes, the coaching was bad too, and we got new guys in here coming in here and doing their thing, potentially. But year 4, year 5, that's when I'm really going to be critical of DQ. Like, all right, you got to be doing something. Like, is it another weapon that JD5 needs? Does he truly need a number 2? Let's see if you can get him in here. But this year, depending on how we lose, like if everybody's healthy and we just ass, like all right, then we can have that conversation. But if we are decent 10-win game, 9 to 10-win game, you get another season from me. I ain't counting them out. That's just me.
The only reason why I felt that way was because it's like, okay, I understand if everybody's injured. If the best player on the team's injured and all the players, like, it was an injury-riddled season last year. But it's like, DQ, you're getting the small stuff wrong. Once you start getting the small stuff wrong, like you put a magnifying glass on everything. Like in 2024, we was skating by. In 2025, I'm looking at it like, all right, DQ, like we over analyzing it. I'm like, why you ain't call that timeout that we could have had the ball after we get it back from them on defense? I'm like, okay. So now you're not coaching either. I'm like, okay, everybody hurt and you not coaching. I'm like, nah, you gotta still coach. Hey, look, we got games left, and then it's like it'd be the small stuff with DQ that be throwing me off. I was like, you talking about some end of the season tournament? Like, I know I'm not in the locker room. I know you got to keep the morale going and stuff like that. You know, I played football for a year or 2. I know, I understand it. So it's like this. That's just the little goofy stuff. I'm like, man, I don't want my coach doing goofy stuff like that, man. Just be a coach, man. For real.
Let's catch up on these comments, and then we're gonna get back into day 4. We need Sam Cosmi to get back to all-pro form, especially for week 1 matchup. I think him having a full off season is going to allow him to do that. We know he was coming off an injury 2025, but you got anything on that?
Oh yeah, man. I love Sam Cosmi, man. If he get back in there, that's a great guard. For sure.
All right, we got Mike. He said, I didn't like Jaden playing college style. Caleb game improved and got him to the playoffs when he learned to play under center. Mike, that's true. And again, this is why we got David Blau, who realizes JD5 can be even more of a threat playing under center and not playing a primary shotgun pistol formation offense. So this is why you got David Blau. This is why DQ made this type of decision to bring in David Blau, who also sees that, hey, I think JD5 can be a lot more lethal if he's going under center and not giving, an inkling of what we getting ready to run, because we in shotgun and goddamn pistol 85% of the goddamn game.
Yeah. I feel like one of the reasons maybe why he wasn't under the center, because maybe they didn't trust the line all the way too.
That could be a possibility. And maybe he was still trying to learn how to play under center. Again, LSU, he wasn't under center a lot. Arizona State, he was in shotgun most of his college career. So yeah, maybe that is the case. So we got to see him. Huh?
People were scared of, man, Jaden's going under center. I'm like, man, Jaden, I feel like Jaden's going to be a great quarterback. I feel like he'll bring a Super Bowl or multiple Super Bowls for us. So I'm like, man, if Jaden's as good as we think he is, man, put his ass under center, man. He could do that too. Hey, look, he could throw the ball 40, 50 yards. He could do under center.
Hey, you gotta play football at the end of the day. So if it's under center, if it's in shotgun, hey. But I feel like we have more ability to be able to be like you can't detect what we're doing as an offense based upon our formation. Like if we coming under center, you can play action, you can hand it off, you can run a stretch, you can run a toss, you can drop back. It's so many different things you can do in a traditional pro style offense. So it's gonna make the unknown like curious about, and then he's had the daily threat. We saw it with Lamar Jackson, bro. Lamar Jackson going from year one and him starting to play under center a lot more. He became a lot better as a quarterback. So you gotta get to it at some point.
Did you peep Jaden with them RPOs? That's another thing. That's another thing I would like for him to improve in too. Like he need to know when he need to hand it off, and he need to know when to keep it.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you 1,000% on that. And that's something else that he could possibly get, better as a QB. Mike said these receivers are tiny, skinny dudes. They are prone to injuries. That may got some truth to it.
How do you feel about that? Because the back in the day receiver, like they want the Megatron, the taller, bigger. Are you with that, or you want the track stars, the 6 foot 6'1"?
So I ain't even gonna lie. Going into the draft, I wanted me a big body receiver. I feel like we had the speed guy in with Terry McLaurin, Luke McCaffrey. I think we had enough speed on it. I think we needed that big Traylon Burks type receiver that you can, at a given moment, I can just oop it up there when all fails and Traylon Burks can try to come. I like my chances. We had that with Zach Ertz, don't get me wrong, but having that guy on that outside them numbers, that is where I felt like, hey, give me a 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" receiver that can be a big body, target for JD5. But I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad that we got, an Antonio Williams, we got Luke McCaffrey, De'Ami Brown, like the smaller guys. But again, you do got to stay healthy. You got to keep yourself out of harm's way. What about you?
Man, I feel like I'm with the big receivers too, because I want somebody to go get it. Like I don't want it to be just Terry and the contested catches for real. Because I want throw him a slant on the last play of the game. Throw him a slant, man. Go up there and get it, game winner. I want those type of receivers. Because like our receivers, they can't. It seems like the receivers of the past. Let me say that they weren't the best at separating. So I'm like, man, we need a big body that's gonna come down with it.
And look, you ain't gotta have too much separation. Put the ball in his vicinity, and he gonna block. He gonna box out that DB. Like, and that goes to what Mike just said. Luke will make the roster, and I think he got a lot better from year one to year two. And him getting hurt, didn't help. But it is what it is. It is what it like. I Luke making the roster, I definitely can see that happening. Which like where at though it's too early to tell for me. I'm pulling for Burks, Lady E.
Luke got to make the roster, bro.
He got to,
man. A lot of people mess with Luke. Who gonna bring them kicks back?
Well, that's what they saying. Antonio Williams and Jalen Lane and all these other people that's returning kicks and putt returns. But yes, we can use him for that too. But he can also help us out from a depth chart perspective.
Oh yeah, because listen, I feel like Luke was one of the few improvements last year.
Yeah, he was. He did. He definitely did. I was against Luke. I can stand here and admit to the masses that, hey, I was fine with Luke not making the roster or trading him or getting rid of him. But he proved me wrong. I can stand up here and hold myself accountable, because I was like, I went to training camp. I ain't see him separating from them DBs a lot and the one-on-one.
Just like what you said, it's flashes. I'm seeing it. Yeah. I'm like, I like the way you ran that route. You ran that route pretty good. I'm like, run that joint again. Oh yeah, you getting them yards, Luke. I see you. And then the fans on his side, they gonna hit the Luke.
Yeah, they was definitely saying that in the stadium. That touchdown he caught in against the Bears.
Yeah,
that John, he ran up the seam. That's all you heard.
That's why I said I was like, I was like, man, I don't think we got anybody playing like you.
Mike got something here. Lady E said Jaden and Brady have a close relationship. I'm sure Tom is in his ear. He kind of spoke about that on the K Adams show as well. Him having a good relationship with Tom Brady, and that's what you need, bro. Surround yourself around, my GOAT. That's my GOAT. I know everybody else got probably a different GOAT, But surround yourself around Hall of Fame players, and you going to get better mentally, in my opinion.
And then I like Tom Brady. See the golden Jaden.
Right.
Brady, and look, Tom Brady ain't just talking to every quarterback.
He not giving tidbits and speaking highly of people like you. So we got to take that into account as well. So you right there. What else Lady E had to say? DQ is well respected in this league. I'm not on the bandwagon of him being on the hot seat. If you bring in someone else, then we starting all over. That's Lady. I agree with you 1,000%. And that coach will want to bring in who he wants, and that's what I don't want to do. Right now, what we got, I don't want to have to start over again, because that's exactly what you're gonna do.
Yeah, because somebody not gonna want what they're not gonna like the pieces we have and be like, no, we got this person, there's gonna be trading and all that. Yep. I want to ride what we got right now, because like I was talking to one of the homies and I was like, man, if DQ wasn't the guy, who do you think is next? Like, it's gonna be some young coordinator or something like that. But I'm like, man, I don't have anybody in the back of my head like, oh, we could bring him in next.
And look, and to add to that, I say this, and I kind of like reference the if we go back to like I hate to go to this sport, but the Golden State Warriors with Mark Jackson, right? Mm-hmm. We seen what he was building with Steph Curry, but it was and how he built the foundation of that team, and then they got, you know, due to the issues, right? Then Steve Kerr was able to come in and get them to the promised land, right? Help get them to the promised land. I could see at a point in time where, you know, DQ may not get us to the promised land, but he built that baseline to where we are an official elite team, and whoever that next guy is can come right on there and get us over that hump and get us back to the Super Bowl, so I can go ahead and get locked up and have my wife come bail me out, like I told you about on the show.
Hey, look, just like Mike McDonald in Seattle.
Who knew that he was going to go year one, lead the Baltimore Ravens, and go to that Seattle Seahawks team and make it to the Super Bowl and win it?
Man, I wanted him as our coach. I wanted him as our coach, bro.
I know everybody wanted Ben Johnson. Everybody was screaming Ben. I wanted Mike McDonald. My man E Street Bangers, he's in the chat right now. He's in the chat real quick. He's a diehard Ravens fan. J Rax with the overtime orders. What it do, my guy? But my man E Street Bangers, like he knew who I wanted. I was screaming Mike McDonald. Give me Mike McDonald to the team. Yeah. I want that young, savvy defensive mindset in this organization. I was a little skeptical of DQ, but when I see what he was building, I had to give him a fair opportunity. He kind of started showing me what, you know, all right, we got something good here. But I wanted Mike McDonald. And the chance, and the fact that it was reported that we actually had a chance at him, he was considering us. Yeah, like, God damn.
I thought we had him because I was watching a Road Warrior video, and Road Warrior, he was at a Baltimore Ravens, I think a playoff game. I think they just lost in the playoffs or whatever, and he was coming out the back, and then Road Warrior was like, "Hey, what's good, coach?" Yeah, I need you to come. He was like, oh, you a Commanders fan? He was like, yeah, man, I need you to come over there. He's like, man, we gonna see. I said, man, Road Warrior putting in the work for me.
Yeah. I would have loved to have Mike McDonald as our head coach, but we got DQ. I'm rocking with DQ. I'm 10 toes in with my guy. All right, we're going to get through this comment, and then we're going to get back into day 3 a little bit. Luke will get 600 yards, especially in this slant, in the slant plays, and yards after catch with his speed. Very well could happen.
I need him to get 6. I need people to start putting respect on my man Luke's name, man.
I'm gonna put respect on his name, bro. I can honestly
Luke, if you watching this, I need you to put. I need you to be able to have Simba put respect on your name.
Hey,
man.
Prove me wrong.
Prove my man Simba wrong, man.
Prove me wrong, bro. I questioned you. I ain't gonna lie. You did show me a nice little, year 2. I seen what you was able to do coming into year 2, and I can stand here and admit that I was wrong, but. Hey, we got to see how you bounce back off the injury and see if you can really make it work in this offense. All right, shout out to the Full Command Show, man. He was dropping some reports from day 3 while he was in attendance. I saw him, Rio, and Josh. They took a picture and posted it. They were sitting together, man. So shout out to those guys, man. 707s now. There seems to be an emphasis on quick timing throws, and we just talked about the quick slants, right? Lots and lots of pre-snap movement. Defense is showing a wide variety of looks. If you could think of it, they're doing it, and that's what I like to hear. The ability to not be a one-way type of defense and offense. I like the movements. I think that makes defenses have to think and not just know, oh, We know Terry McLaurin gonna line up at that wide position.
Yep.
Hey, we know that we ain't blitzing nobody. We ain't blitzing cornerbacks and safeties. And we don't know who's coming from a defensive perspective. So I definitely like to hear and see that there is a lot of movement going on offensively and defensively. What you got, Otis?
Man, first off, shout out to my guy Grant from the Full Command Show. You know, he was boots on the ground day one. Shout out Rio there. He was there too. Shout out Josh Taylor. Man,
Yes, sir.
Make sure you go follow my guy Grant on Full Command. But what I will say with the quick timing throws, I want, like we were speaking about earlier, I would like for Jaden to get the ball out his hand faster because, you know, keep the defenses on edge, man. You know, he get the ball out of his hand, but less potential to injury risk, hopefully. And a lot of pre-snap movement. Man, people was killing us with the pre-snap movement, man. So I'm over here like, we need to do that to them. Look, they had all the pre-snap movement. We ain't had none. I'm like, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Something ain't right.
I'm glad we're doing that, and I'm glad David Blau's out here, you know, in incorporating that because we needed that on our team. And if Terry doesn't have to stick to one position, and I always was beating on the table for Terry to maybe go on the slant, move him to the right side, move him to the left, like move him around. Like don't just have him right there. Oh, put the best corner on Terry right there, and then the left side just done. Like, we need to move Terry around. Like Terry's a dog. Like he doesn't just need to stay in one spot. You could have him messing up defenses everywhere he goes.
And you saw that with CeeDee Lamb, you saw that with Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, all the top receivers. Amon-Ra St. Brown, who really doesn't even play on the outside numbers, on the outside at all. He's primarily in that slot or lined up close to that offensive line, which is genius. Like, I love that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And me and my good man was kind of saying it going back to 2024. Is like, man, bro, we just sticking this guy on one side. We're not getting the best out of Terry McLaurin by this. It's allowing the defenses to just be able to say, we're going to play that corner on the outside, play that linebacker, shade him inside, and play that safety over top. We're going to blanket him and make JD force the ball to the right side. That's why we saw the Noah Brown assertion of making plays so much because he can't even go to the left side of the field because they blanket in Terry McLaurin all game. So it's just like to now see that we're going to be utilizing him like the other top receivers in the league. And those 10 targets. Hey, we holding you to that, David Blau. 10 targets. Because I'm seeing JSN and some of these other top wide receivers getting 130 plus targets. That's what JD need. I mean, that's what Terry need. He need those type of targets. I get my man the ball early and let him work. So I'm happy to see, you know, and hear that we got a lot of movement going on in the offense. Lady E said you and Miss K love some Luke. Is that true?
Yeah, man. I'm trying to tell you, Luke. I hope I don't want to be wrong. I hope Luke gives us what he gave us last year, but I'm just seeing flashes. It's like from the receivers last year stepping up at the receiver position. I feel like he was one of the few guys that improved. That's why I'm like, man, he the only one that gave me something to talk about for real. Right.
Michael said, great show, and I will follow the brother. Overtime Otis, appreciate you, Michael. Thank you for showing my guy. Appreciate you. Some love, man. Thank you so much. Full Command, my man Grant. Just saw examples of David Blau's make different things look the same. I love that. I love it. I love hearing that. Same intricate motion, same personnel, same formation on back-to-back plays, yet they were totally different. And that's what you love to see and hear from David Blau. Now, my biggest question mark is how he's going to be in game, how he's going to, be able to, make in-game adjustments. So I'm excited to see and hear the examples of what he's been telling us and actually seeing it, actually happen on the field. What about you?
I'm the same way, man. With the different looks, they were saying they're gonna have different people lined up at different positions, and you're not gonna see the same position together. So I'm like, well, the same person in that same personnel package, and it's gonna be switching it up. But like you said, it's gonna be different, but it's gonna be the same, So I feel like that's changing it up the defense because we didn't change anything up last year. So
this is what we got. This is what we got. That's what we got for y'all. We ain't got nothing else. We ain't got nothing else to show y'all.
Let me ask you a question. So on the Commanders Classic, like I said, shout out my guy Big Herb, man, from off the bench. Make sure you give him a subscribe.
Yes, sir.
Who do you think is gonna have it? Who do you think is gonna turn out better on on the better end, David Blau or Durante Jones first year?
I would say this is that it's known for defenses to kind of gel a lot quicker. From a coordinator and getting guys, because even though you can, how can I say this? Your base packages can be base packages and it's not too much nuances. And we heard Durante Jones say, hey, it's not gonna be a whole lot. It's gonna be some base level stuff, and you just got to do that base level stuff very, very well, exceptional. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna put pressure on guys. So if you just talking about, hey, we ain't gonna show you who we blitzing, but we gonna send pressure every down. I'm leaning more towards Durante Jones, because it's like, hey, we are just going to put pressure on guys. And now from an offensive perspective, even though I think David Blau has the mindset to hit the ground running, sometimes how guys and receivers and the O-line, and it's a lot more that need to come together from an offensive perspective. So I feel like the defense will probably hit the ground running a lot quicker and a lot faster and be on the same page a lot quicker. But I'm going to go with the defense. I'm going to go with defense coordinator.
I can see where you coming from. I had to tell him offense. I wanted to go opposite of what the guy said. He said defense. I didn't want to go So I was thinking, hey, look, that's why I asked you. I was like, man, this is a good question. Let me ask him for this, Jimmy. So I was over here thinking about what you were saying. I'm like, yeah, I could see us getting into the season. The offense maybe starting a little slow, knock on wood.
Yeah.
The defense got to hold it down for it until the offense gel. And then it'd be like, okay, now the offense is carrying the team. The defense is handed theirs. And we come in all together. Like, I got it.
Towards the end of the season, man, if we can hit our stride midway and both offense and defenses are hitting on all cylinders, that'll be great. That'll be definitely great. Turning heads, shop online 2719, tapping in.
Shout out for clocking in, man.
Man, appreciate you for tuning into the show today. Appreciate it. My man Mike said the defense will dominate more, and turnovers will give the ball back to the offense, and that's all I ask for. Y'all know me over here. Y'all know Simba, bro. I believe defense. I still believe in the old school game of football. Defense wins championships. Like if the defense stops the offense from scoring, and just so happen our offense is hitting all cylinders, I like our chances against anybody. I say that 10 times out of 10. If 2025, and barring the injuries, if our defense was able to get consecutive stops, that would have gave our offense a lot more opportunities to put up points, because we was moving the ball down the field. Like when JD was healthy, and even when Marcus was in the game, we were still able to move the ball. It was just that, sometimes we got stalled out, but then sometimes our defense gave up a monstrous play, and it's just like, now we gotta climb, we gotta battle back from a deficit, and that don't help nobody.
We give Jaden more opportunities to score, we gonna win more games.
And that's what I like to hear. I want us to get as many turnovers as we possibly can. All right, from Grant again, bad drop by Ben Sinnen on a short crosser. Jaden put it on him, and he had room to run afterward. And that's to get the kinks out. This is where we get the kinks out, Ben. This is when you do get your opportunities. Yes, you got to make the most of it, but you got to get the kinks out at some given point. And when I tell you, Otis, I was just bookmarking stuff. Look, this is all out of order. This is all. Look, now we're showing a huge line of fans outside of the facility, so we're gonna skip past that. But how you feel about Ben Sinnott getting the opportunity due to the unfortunate injury of John Bates?
Like you said, this is the time where I want him to get them kinks out.
Right.
Get them kinks out in the offseason. Put your head down, get in your playbook, and you know what you got to work on. You got to, get them extra reps in. Get them reps in now, so we're not talking about it during the season.
Yeah. So it's not an issue. So if it's and I'm praying that it's not a long-lasting injury for John Bates. But if it is, hey, bro, we're gonna need you, Ben. We're gonna need you to step in, and we don't need you saying, oh, I gotta get these butterfingers together until like week 3 or 4. Nah, Slim, we need you to hit the ground running. We need you to be ready. We need you to be ready to take off if need be. Because we're actually seeing some double tight end sets out there from David Blau as well. So finally, exactly. Exactly. From Zach, the more I watch the receiver group, I understand why the team feels good about what they have. Burks, Jefferson, and Diami all have looked solid. And camp so far, the depth is certainly better than a year ago. Yeah, if you're talking about Chris Moore, Robbie
Robbie
Chosen,
Chosen,
and others.
and
Hell
then
yeah!
Luke. Hey, look, and then Luke, and then rookie Jalen Lane. It's like, man, we don't got nobody.
This is night and day better. This is night and day better than what we had last year. I love it. It was some conflict though, because I believe Nikki came out and said the opposite. But again, like I say, give it time. Let's see what really happens, and we can make an assessment maybe next week or something, or after the first preseason game. We can see if what we really got. What you think
about the receivers? Oh yeah, man, shit, night and day, man. These are people that have did more than in the. These are people that did more in the NFL than the receivers we had last year, man.
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be a step up for sure.
And then we heard Zach said, nice run by Rachaad White doing team drill, showed good vision on the cutback that led to a big gain. And that's, again, like a veteran and Rachaad White. I did say this, though, right? I want Lil Bill being my running back one. And the only reason why I'm saying that is that even though I know he's young and he had a nice back half of the season last year, is that I want to see what he really can do. I believe that even if he can't give us the level of run game that we would want out of a starter, Rachaad White can be easily placed in as the number one, as being a veteran. Like, he's a veteran. He knows what it takes to. Hey, he had to do with Bucky Irvin. Like, when Bucky Irvin came in, he lost reps. Bucky Irvin got hurt. Guess what? He stepped right back in and was able to play. So I want to start off with Lil Bill to see how he, comes in as a year two guy. But I'm happy to see that Rachaad White is, also teaching, Bill how to be a better running back from a pass perspective, pass protection perspective, in all those areas. What about you?
I don't know why, man. I want Bill coming off the bench.
You want Bill coming off the bench?
Yeah, I want Bill coming off the bench because I feel like him coming off the bench is gonna give him that chip on his shoulder. Like, he already got that chip on his shoulder, but I want him to have that extra chip on his shoulder, like just like how what is his name? Kenneth Gainwell. He used to come in when he played for the Eagles. He used to be the second running back off the bench and punish.
Okay.
And then I'll have Bill coming off the bench. He'll be way more refreshed. He'll be that breath of fresh air, that speed back that's in there too. I think I want Rachaad White starting and Bill coming off the bench. I just got a funny feeling about it. I don't know why.
That can definitely and I wouldn't be mad at that either. Like, even if you don't, I'm just saying, like, I just want to give him the first.
Oh yeah. I want him to have a big role. Like, I want him to have 1,000 yards. So it's kind of like me contradicting it because I want him to have 1,000 yards this year. Like, I want Bill to hit 1,000.
Need more touches.
I wanted him to get it last year. He could have got it last year.
So just imagine if he didn't start off slow or didn't get put in the game and with less carries. If you gave him more playing time throughout the season last year, he very well could have been a rookie 1,000-yard runner.
Yeah, but he was dribbling a little bit. He thought he was playing basketball.
Yeah.
He thought he was playing basketball.
He definitely got to work on that. He definitely got to work that. Lady E, I missed that. What happened to Bates? As it was reported, Lady E, it was a hamstring issue. He had a hamstring, and that set him out. That's going to set him out for a couple of weeks. I don't know if it was the walkthrough on Friday that they did. I'm not sure at like the in-depth details about it. But it was reported that he had a hamstring issue.
The only thing about that scares me a little bit because the hamstrings linger.
Yeah, bro.
He's not the running wide receiver. Like, he gonna be going out there. Man, if you blocking, you might use that hamstring a little less than if you taking off and you running every play.
Yeah,
so I feel like he will get back to it.
He's a key part, but he's not someone that you got to rush back. You can take your time. Take your time, John. Don't rush yourself back. When you're back, we are going to insert you back in. But again, we know if Ben steps up and shows that he can block just as well as John Bates, that may hurt him, but I wouldn't say that he has to rush back from that hamstring. Take your time. Yeah. Take your time, heal up, and then get back on the field. That's how I feel about it. Yeah. Grant reported died of a throw by Mariota to Diami 10 yards downfield with lots of room to run. Great coverage by Rasul Douglas, but wasn't enough. And I'm gonna start reading through a little bit more of these because we're gonna just break down a little bit of what we've been hearing. Quinn said he likes the communication he's heard from the secondary so far. That's good to hear because we know that we struggle with that with Joe Witt Jr. Like, we just don't know what we're doing. We don't they didn't know where to go. They didn't know where to pass off guys. So I'm happy to hear that the communication has gotten a lot better with the secondary. What about you? I had to stop on that one because that was
that's important. That's important. Hey,
Real
look, man, like you said, the communication was bad in the past year. So start that in the off season. You know, y'all mesh together, get that communication good, have people lined up where they want to be, people knowing their assignments. Man, we be cooking with grease. I'm not the most highest on the secondary, but you know, if it we got what we got.
We gotta make do what we got, and we gotta see again, like they say, if you aren't high on the DB group, put you high on the front end. That's that front end. And if we get the pressure that we're anticipating, that DB group don't got to be that great. Yeah. Like if you go back to that Minnesota Vikings, outside of that corner and Harrison Smith, like they didn't really have like top name guys in those roles. But guess what? When they was getting pressure up front, those mid guys that you probably didn't really know too much about was able to make plays because their job got a lot easier for them. So
and Harrison Smith a little older too. He lost a step.
And he was still able to play at a decent level. So you know, we don't got household names outside of Nick Cross, who's been playing pretty decent with the Colts. But you know, and then everybody got that big question mark next to Quan Martin name.
Oh God!
And if he
gonna be Jartavius, I don't know who Quan is. I don't know who Quan is. That's Jartavius.
That's Jartavius. Hey, look, he about to get like how I was doing with Benjamin St. Juice. He may get demoted to his number 20. Number 20, because number 25, he was he was terrible.
Hey, look, people ain't coming in here with names no more. They got to earn it. They got to earn them nicknames, man.
Exactly. All right. Grant said Sony should have had an interception on Sam Hartman. Great break on the ball. Over the middle of the field. I think it was reported that he should have had at least 2 picks today. But I'm happy to see that his name is being called.
Oh yeah.
And guess what? From a pass coverage perspective, because like my man Mike just said, that was Bobby Wagner's fault while other teams was moving the ball. They targeted him in the middle of the. You see how it works, hand in hand. The middle, every third down, even fourth down, when they go for it. Yeah, they picked on the Hall of Famer, man. He ain't the same guy from Seattle.
They wouldn't have did it back in the day. Hey, look, me and you was both in that Falcon Stadium when we saw Bijan take off on Bobby Wagner. I was like, man, I wish he had my knees to catch him.
That play came to my end zone. I was in the corner end zone on that play, and I'm like, why is Bobby Wagner checking him in Bijan? Not nobody in it. He's checking Bijan Robinson, the best player on their offense.
Yes.
Outside of Drake London. Like, why? Why was that? That shit hurt my heart. Like, especially when you got guys like Jordan McGee who can actually run. Even putting Kane out there in a man coverage situation, somebody that can at least run with him. Like, y'all put my man Bobby Wagner out there to
let me ask you this question because that made me think of something. We talking about Atlanta. So you remember when you was in the Falcon Stadium, they will always say like 9-5, 9-7. Like if Penix was throwing to Drake London or Penix was throwing to Bijan, it'd be like 9-5, 9-7 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I seen on a post, the Commanders was like, yo, it was like 5-17 or something. And I was like, yo, we need to be original. It's like, because I don't care too much, but I don't want these Falcons fans to be like, because we played them this year.
Yeah, they come
here and be like 5-17. Y'all copying us. I'm like, nah, we gotta be original. I don't like that. It's not a big deal right now. But if they saying that in the games and stuff like that, how do you feel about that?
It's JD5 for me. I mean, yes, the short is 5 to 17. But that's just, I think that's universal. In a sense, like I ain't gonna read too much into it because I have an issue with the New York Giants saying JD6. Like,
yeah, me too.
What?
Me too.
Why are y'all biting off of what we say with our quarterback? But that's not like a oh, y'all biting off of what we do in Atlanta. It's like, nah, we say 5. Like, we say 5. That's what we say. JD5, we say 5. Like, that's what we do. And we call out numbers. I think that's universal throughout the league.
Okay. I might be tripping. I was just
no, you're not tripping. You're not tripping because that probably would become a thing. Like, they come in our stadium thing that they can, oh, y'all taking from what we use in Atlanta. But ain't nobody taking from y'all.
I ain't never heard no other team do that, really.
I mean, I mean, again, I ain't gonna sit here and say like I listen to every other fan base, and I'm more concerned about what we do. I know we say JD5 and we say 5. Yeah. We've been saying that since he came into the league. The way Bill runs reminds me of Clinton Porter's, but he got a block like Clinton Porter's because he was the best at it. That's true. That is very, very true. That is very, very true. He definitely got to get better as a pass blocker. First impressions of the defense today, the group was fast, and the way the front is working together on generating pressure is really impressive. Stuff I like to hear. There's music to my ears. Quinn reiterated that they didn't expect Allegretti to be out for long, but does provide a window into what the team has at the rest of the center position. And I think I'm not concerned about Nick not being there right now. Now, if he's out for like 2 to 3 weeks, all right, because we got to start getting ready for preseason, right? And me personally, I want all starters playing at least 1 or 2 series.
Oh yeah,
we got a good schedule starting week 1. We got Eagles, Cowboys, Seahawks. Those are 3 big games coming. Those are 3 NFC and then 2 division games. Like I want starters hitting the ground running and not trying to knock no rust off because they can't play or practice. You know what I'm saying? How you feel about that?
Yeah, we definitely need to play our starters in the preseason because, like you said, this season, I feel like there's an urgency behind it. Like they're like, man, they know what's ahead of them. They know the road ahead of them. We have a long road, so they need to be practicing hard. Just like they said, I think the practice last year, I think it was like 30 minutes. This year was like an hour 30 or like something like that.
That's good.
So they're practicing harder. They're harder on them. You know, they're bringing in different coaches to help. I see you. I know you see everybody getting strong out here. Everybody popping up swole. I was like, dang, the new strength and conditioning coach is doing his thing.
I need to go hit the weights. I need to go.
Hey, look,
I got a couple bench press or something. I gotta make sure when I pull up on the 12th, I'm looking like them a little bit.
Hey, look straight, right?
Y'all ain't the only one, Slim. I'm out here too.
Hey, look, I was getting right now season 2.
I've been working out too. And with that, look, this is crazy that you said that because Grant and a lot of people were talking about this on social media is that Nick Cross thought that they had pads on today. Nick Cross popped Bill in open field after Bill caught a swing pass, turned and started joining at one another. And I'm like, that's the intensity I want to see from my defense. I know you said you questioned the secondary, but when you hear stuff like that, it don't matter.
I'm just one of them fans that got PTSD because I'm like, man, we didn't brought in all the big names, but I'm like, I need them to come in and do that right here. I need to see what y'all doing on this field. And Nick Cross, you know, he from the DMV. He like, man, this you around my way, man. Yeah,
exactly. You
put that shoulder into him real quick.
Hey, we come to play, but again, the intensity, right? Yeah. The mere fact that there's no shoulder pads on and you get popped, that lets me know that this defense is truly locked in. Like they not taking nothing for granted. They letting the offense be known, and that's what you need. The iron sharpened iron needs to be implemented into these practices. I don't want nobody to get hurt, but the level of intensity has to be at this type of level. Again, I don't want nobody to get hurt. I don't want nobody to get hurt, but that intensity definitely has to be out on the field when in certain moments, right? I think this is what is needed, right? That's just how I feel.
And it's getting hot out there. You know, it's getting hot. You be like, man, I tried to lay off a little bit. I didn't lay off enough.
Exactly. But hopefully everybody was good after that. Nothing came out of that. And, you know, Monday, that's when the shoulder pads go on.
Man,
so
that's going to make Bill tough because week 1 in Philly, they going to do more than that to him.
He was like, oh,
more than that.
All right, let's go. Yeah, they are. They definitely gonna bring that noise. Sony was an inch away from another pick. This time from, I am not gonna butcher this man's last name. Cage caught it for 10 to 12 yards. So again, like I say, hearing Sony Styles get the recognition, some small recognition about. They said that he's played with the starters, the second, third, and fourth string today, and that's what I like to hear. The more reps, the better. The better he can get his feet, you know, cemented into the ground to say, hey, I can learn from this moment, even though I ran it. I may have messed up on the first team rep, but when I'm running with the second and third string, I can make the correction on field, in field, and then now you can also follow up inside the locker room. I mean, inside the film room.
I like that because that's like freshman JV varsity.
There you go.
Hey, look at freshman, if you dogging everybody at varsity, okay, it's medium, and then when we put you at the top rank, it's like, okay, we seeing what you can do at all 3 levels. So
get them
out there.
That's good to hear. And again, we already talked about the Traylon Burks being back. Kicking competition. And I know you tuned into the last live, Otis, but this is my number one position. This is where I'm most focused at, because I strongly believe when you get across that 50-yard line, you got to come away with points by any means necessary. Yes, the penalties hurt us at some points in time, but kicking also has been one of our biggest, shortcomings as a complete unit, right? Like we, for some reason, always brought in kickers and they inconsistent. So I'm heavily watching this unit and seeing what they do day by day, because I want the most consistent guy and the big leg guy on the team going into week 1. That's just me. And to hear that the kicking competition day started with short fire drill field goals, Stevens went 2 for 3. Moody went 3 for 3. Practice finished with 6 field goals, starting at 32 and moving back 5 yards at a time. Stevens, the rookie, went 5 for 6, made the 3 longest kicks. That's a bad and a good. But Moody went 6 for 6 overall. Stevens went 7 for 9. Moody went 9 for 9. The veteran took day 3, day 4, whatever one it was. How do you feel about the kicking game for the Washington Commanders?
The kicking game, honestly, like say even today, if Moody did better than Stevens, that doesn't really move the needle for me, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm a Drew Stevens fan. I want the big leg kicker, like that kicker they got in Dallas. I'm like, man, get to the 50 and he making it. Like it's like I want the big leg.
They don't even need a cross.
Because with us, it's like I got too much PTSD from this team. It's like, man, the kicker, we never had the kicker that could really, in my life, because say I'm 30, I don't remember the best kicker we ever had. Like the kickers for us, they were decent here and went somewhere else and was Hall of Fame kickers. So what I'm saying about that, I want the kicker with the big leg. This one day that Stevens came in, man, he might have woke up on the wrong side of the bed or something, or just had a bad day. Everybody got a bad day. Yeah. I want the person that's gonna kick them longer field goals, because man, them short field goals, man, we need to be scoring touchdowns anyway. I need a bigger leg kicker. Like you said, I need a bigger leg kicker. And it's like, man, if we roll in the dice with the offensive coordinator, defense coordinator, man, throw Drew Stevens in there, because Jake Moody, how many teams he's been on? He hasn't really. He's a
journeyman for sure.
Yeah, he hasn't really. Nobody was like, you have that oomph that I need to keep on my team. Like, Drew Stevens got the more upside to me.
And that's what was being reported even when he first, like, he got a big leg, and those 60-yarders is where he excels at, right? And again, like I say, you don't got to go perfect. I want you to be perfect, but and I expect that out of Moody. Again, he's a journeyman. I expect him to come out and go perfect, because you've been doing this for a lot longer. But 7 for 9 is not bad at all. I ain't mad at you going 7 for 9. And to your point about the Dallas kicker, I said I want a kicker that even if we kicking a long field goal, a lot of Dallas fans go up and use the bathroom. They're gonna make a drink. They're gonna make a quick little sandwich, because guess what? They know that they kick about to come in and it's an automatic 3. They coming back. Oh yeah, we got 3 points. Us, we gotta stay here. Come on, Moody. Whoever all of the goddamn zangers out. Come on. Did he make it? All right, we're good. And if he didn't make it, God damn it.
I told you my PTSD be flaring up. Sometimes I gotta put my back to the TV. I can't even watch. I feel like if I watch, I'm throwing it off.
You jinxing them, huh?
I might jinx. I'll be like, man, it's gonna go straight through the middle, go left. I'm like, nah, I don't even want to see this.
I only want to see it. You want to come back to the TV and be like, all right, we got the 3 points. It showed up. We good.
And that's what I was telling when I was on the stream with Rio. I was telling it was Rio and everybody on my guy Protex channel when we did all the people that was up there. I was telling them, I was like, man, as I'm watching the playoffs, I'm not really seeing these playoff teams kicker go up there and really miss nothing. Like nobody's really worried about that. So I'm like, like me, I'm the type of person, I don't like skipping steps. I'm like, if we skip step 1 to 4, and then we got to go back because our kicker situation, we like, man, we were supposed to get our kicker right at step 2. Now, now we're further down the line in this playoff contention on the line. Then we miss the kick. Then it's like, dang, because we skipping steps. We missed the kick now. Like I'm trying to solve that kicker issue for the one time right now. So we have bigger fish to fry down the road. We got Philly week 1.
You got Philly week 1, and we need a consistent kicker. And I'm glad that we got the competition going into day 1 and throughout camp. And not letting the guy that just come out here and kick field goals by itself, thinking that shit sweet, but it ain't. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm excited to see this kicking game as it progresses throughout the training camp. Okay. All right, so as things got a little freaky deaky out there, we had the O-line getting in wide receiver reps. You know what I'm saying? Running the little tricky plays. Chris Paul, he don't look like he ever played receiver a day in his life. He don't. He like even when he was a little kid. Nah, he like he was a straight lineman from day one. He don't look like he was really out there.
Trent Scott plays out.
Yeah, now he there. I think I got another clip, but we're gonna see because even Laremy Tunsil looked fluid. He extended the hands out, hands. You know what I'm saying? He's an athlete. Yeah, I think I saw Bleeding B&G say that.
Stuff like that. I'd be like, wait a minute, what? We ain't never seen nothing like that before.
What you used to play when you was a kid, before you got 6'8" and 300 pounds. Like,
you used to be wide receiver.
Exactly. Shout out to the Denton Day reporting Antonio Williams getting first team reps with the ones. That's good to hear. That's good to hear that they rotating him in a little bit with the ones. Want to see a little bit more. Again, like I say, I want to see Antonio Williams going against these any joint practices and in preseason. I want to see what he can really do. I'm not saying that I'm not analyzing him now, but I just want to see what he really can do going up against the competition. Now, granted, him going up against these DBs he's never went up against before is competition in itself. But I actually want to see him going up against the opposite side, like whole nother team. What about you?
Yeah, I want it the same way. Somebody that like in these practices, we're gonna be practicing with other teams. I want to see what we can do against somebody that's not gonna like hold back on him. Because our cornerbacks, it's iron sharpens iron, but they might hold back a little bit. They be like, man, he a rookie. I don't want to press him too hard. I don't want nobody to get injured and stuff like that. So I feel like they might hold back on him versus another team that won't. So
yeah, they ain't gonna take it easy.
I want to see what they do in them joint practices.
Okay, I'm with you on that one. O-line getting us some more work. Another tweet from Denton. Jaden just connected on the beautiful pass to Jalen Lane, about 15 yards down the field, perfectly placed on the sideline. Great route by Lane, and that's good to see JD5 getting in work with some of the other guys that probably you might not see on that starting unit, that second, third string unit. Sorry, Jalen Lane, but just right now the room is a little bit packed.
Man, we need him though.
Yeah, we do need him. We need him to catch them punts and them kickoffs. I definitely want to see him on the field, but he's definitely a good rotational guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Like God forbid we have any injuries, he can come in and help us out.
That's what I will see for your boy. What I will say for your boy DQ, he definitely improved our special teams. Because our special teams wasn't nothing. We used to fair catch it and get 0 yards after that. Like he definitely improved the special teams.
Right. And then Grant reported 2-minute drill, really acrobatic catch by Sennett on the sideline. Owe and Tunsil are going to war. No pads, so temper expectations. But Owe looks the part. And I also saw and read, I think Rio had reported that Owe and Kaylavon showed some good speed coming off the line during practice today. And that's music to our ears, right? Because we had them slow off the ball pass rushes. Nothing against Von Miller. He gave us 9 sacks. But, just to have that speed coming off of that ball at the snap and them getting in work with Odafe and Kaylavon, I love to hear that. I love to hear that we got some speed on that defensive side now.
Oh yeah,
how you feeling,
man? Speed, like you said, if we get from everybody we brought in, we brought speed. We brought people that could blitz, blitz the quarterback, blitz the line of scrimmage. Like we bringing in that speed and them extra blitzers. That's going to help the secondary, like you said earlier. So we got them dogs up front, man. I just want to see how they put them together and how we use them.
Got to see how we got to see it in live action. That's just how I feel about it. QBs and running backs ramping up for the day. This was just shout out to Sidelines Washington, man. This is one of the nice put together reports, injury reports and stuff like that, talking about John Bates, Nick Allegretti, Trey Burks, and just about training camp stuff like that. And then giving us some stuff about Trey Amos, Dorrance Armstrong, who haven't practiced yet, Dietrich Wise, Both of those guys still trying to ramp back off of season-ending injuries.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see Trey out there. I'm wondering when he's going to start practicing. But again, shout out to Sidelines Washington for providing that nice little image of what's going on in camp. You know what I'm saying? What else we got? More online work. You already know Pops. You know, me and him probably talk about this forever. Shout out to Deuce Red Zone, man. Wait for it. True free safety Pierce Butler. Tight defense almost picked. So Pierce Butler, another guy that we, seen as a rotational guy, special teams guy, getting in some bump. I heard you talk about the secondary and that being a question mark. What other position for you is a question mark going into this training camp? Going into day 4, going into day 5.
I would say cornerback for real, because like we said, Trey Amos, he on the pup list. We got Rasul Douglas. I heard he came in, and I think he got a couple picks already, a pick or two.
I heard he been balling out.
And what he was saying, he brings turnovers to the table. Like he's getting them interceptions in. So I definitely would say the cornerback, because like I was saying earlier with Mikey, it's day and night. It's one day all pro Mikey, one day Mikey getting burnt. So it's like I feel like this year in this system, Mikey will be able to put it together because we have those dogs, and he won't have to cover for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds. So it's like I feel like the cornerback position is a question mark, because I want to see how it comes together. I want to see how the scheme comes together with the personnel that we have in the addition to the new players as well.
Okay. So pretty much the whole secondary. The whole secondary got a big ass question mark.
Hey, look, because me, I was scared because they didn't bring anybody in free agency or in the draft. They didn't get anybody. Well, they got Rasul Douglas now, but
they had Amik Robinson. Remember, he was the first free agent.
Yeah, they got Amik, and they got Nick Cross. But Nick Cross, not free agency. I was thinking draft, like
the draft. Maybe develop. We didn't address the secondary in the draft at all. I don't think we did. Nah, I don't think we brought in nobody.
That's why I was thinking. I was like, man, that secondary need all the help they can get. We filling up on linebacker and edge rusher. I'm like, nah, we need secondary.
Hey, we need secondary.
Hey, look, I'm like this because you know how I forgot about those 2 players that we bought in. I'm like, man, that ain't enough. We might need more.
And there was some names out there. You had Woolen from Seattle. That was a big time free agent, and a lot of people.
Eagles.
You say, he went to the Eagles. Yeah, a lot of people wanted him to come to us. And felt like he could have helped us out, but it was some names out there, and as the names start coming off the list, we like, oh, hey, now we need to make Amik Robinson. That's what we rocking with, and then we got the Nick Cross news, which kind of let a lot of people get at ease, after that. But yeah, I agree with you. Like it wasn't a lot of big splash names brought in, but we try to do a little bit.
But Amik do got that dog. I like that he got that dog in him. And they were, I think they said him and Mikey are best friends or something. How they were,
they going at it.
Back and forth. They was going back and forth. I like that, man. They building that chemistry. I know exactly. I know it's hot out there. I seen them sweating like a mug out there.
Yeah, because he got a hoodie on with a jersey.
Yep. I was like, you good, man? I was like, man, I know you from Louisiana. They built different down there, but you good, bro?
I'm not. I'm not
for real.
Hey, Slim, I'm as light as possible. A compression shirt and a jersey is about as good as you're gonna get.
For real.
I know we need to sweat, but naturally that's gonna happen. Trey Burks, they showing some wide receiver routes real quick. All right, Grant again. Like I said, my man Grant was on it, man. He was dropping the all the reports that we needed to see, that I needed to see throughout the day. Defensive design just resulted in an unblocked Leo Chanel and position to get a strip sack, and that's big. That's big time, bro. I love to see stuff like that, because if we're throwing our own line off and our own offense off, we're gonna do the same things to other teams. We're gonna throw some other lines, some other offenses off. So I'm happy to see that from the defensive side of the football. I know some people gonna be like, "Oh, man, we ain't have our center in there to call out the right play." I get it, but still, got to give credit where credit is due. How you feel about that?
Man, the defense, they gonna win sometimes, just like the offense gonna win some reps, the defense gonna win some reps. But it's like, man, we're seeing Leo Chenal, Super Bowl winning Leo Chenal, somebody that we brought in that's already making noise. That's what we like to hear. We don't want our new contributors coming in and you be like, man, I ain't heard nothing from him all season. All training camp, we ain't hearing nothing from him. Like, I'm glad we're hearing good things about the players we brought in.
Right.
It's gonna transition onto the field.
On goes to week 1, like you said, week 1 we got a big game coming up, so we gotta get all these new guys and all these these 2 new play callers all on the same page, because hey, guess what? Philly they ain't gonna take it easy at all. They ain't nobody in the league gonna take it easy on us.
No.
Grant, also first play of the 11-on-11s, Nick Cross breaks up a pass intended for Chig, and Chig haven't been getting a lot of noise from like plays, I would say that, but you know, DQ has been speaking highly of how underrated of a pass blocker he is and how versatile he can be as a receiver with the athleticism. So I'm happy that Nick Cross made the play again, but I do want to start seeing Chig's name being called a little bit more in these practices. But it's only day 3 or day 4. So we got Rio Robinson again. Like I said, I was just pulling, you know, tweets. Bro, there is a pre-snap movement every play, and it's not just wide receivers hella tight end motions. They got to tighten that ish up, or it's going to be hella penalties come September. Like, I'm not exaggerating. There are hella pre-snap movement, and again, that's why we talked about earlier, right? With the new offense and the installs and a lot of movement, yeah, there's going to come with penalties, but kinks. Let's get these kinks out now. Let's get all these early. Let's get these false starts. Let's get them out of our system now, because we do not want to see this ish week 1. I do not want to see us having 3 to 4 penalties week 1. I want to get it out of our system early. How you feel about that?
Man, just like what you said, if we doing that to our defense, we're gonna do it to other people's. They're gonna be the same type of way.
Right.
So we bringing that pre-snap motion, man. We gonna confuse them. That's all we gotta do. Make sure we confusing them.
And here go our guy, Rasul Douglas. As the guys was literally everywhere on the field today, definitely a great addition to the cornerback room. And a lot of people are saying that this guy could potentially be our number one cornerback going into week 1. And I know that's, you know, mainly because of Trey Amos not getting the playing time right now. But this is a good thing to have. A veteran guy that can come in and be able to start making plays, not really knowing what the defense really is like and still trying to learn it. I think this is good for the team. And again, like, this is the type of defense that he can excel at, because again, when you're getting pressure up front, you don't got to be as great. You don't got to be as great as a man cover. You don't got to be because that ball may, you know, come out a little funny, especially when that pressure is there.
Oh, I'm already knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already knowing.
All right, we're gonna catch up on some comments real quick, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Shout out to Big Sis in the building. What's going on at the stadium for the tomorrow for the Commanders? I have no clue, sis. I do not know what's going on up there. If it ain't a football game, I don't, you know, or a concert, I don't know. Shout out Michael say cut Quan. God.
Yeah, I'm on the same. Well, I don't know Quan, but Jartavius. Cut Jartavius. Cut
Jartavius. And then Wagner, this was just from what we were talking about earlier. Wagner was looking like Bostic. You remember the linebacker that we used to have back in the on the mob?
Yeah, he was, man. John Bostic was slow as a mud. You see that 53 running across that field, slow as a mud.
Exactly. All right, y'all, man. That was day 3 in a nutshell, man. Again, like I say, man, I appreciate Overtime Otis for stepping on the platform, man, and you know, being a part of, you know, your boy Simba's stream. Otis, Overtime Otis, let these people know where they can follow you at and what platforms they can follow you on, my guy.
Man, so let me break down the line real quick. So I have if you're into cargo van content, I have a cargo van business. It's called Cargo Van Chronicles. Cargo Van you can follow me on TikTok, Instagram. I'm just getting started this year, you know, so follow me if you're interested in cargo van content. And you know, I'm in the DMV area. I'm just showing different stuff, different loads I'm getting. But you know, we mainly here for right here them Redskins, them Commanders. You know, I'm just a diehard Redskin fan from the area. I'm from, you know, Alexandria originally. You know, I'm starting my content, starting a live stream with my guy Simba Sports Hub, for real. I'm building more. A lot of our fan base, we like this, man. We building a lot of connections, man. Me and Simba, we got some stuff on the way. We got some stuff on the way this season. We're trying to do more vlogs, live streams, and some more stuff. Just just different content we're gonna be doing. You're gonna be seeing us doing a lot of live streams together. Different content creators. We know we're trying to take this to the next level. And me, you know, I look at myself as, say, an amateur in this. Like I tell my wife, I might be right, I might be wrong. These are just my opinions I'm going. So, you know, we just on the Overtime with Otis page, man, we just having fun, man. I'm just telling y'all what I see because I'm just a fan at the end of the day, like everybody else. But I appreciate you for having me on your channel because I told you, you are one of the content creators that inspired me to jump on this live stream. Because when I seen you getting on here doing your thing, I was like, man, bro, funny, bro, know what he talking about. I said, I gotta reach out to bro. We gotta make these live streams, man, make these connects, because it seems like, man, the Commanders content creators, we community like this, man, we look out for each other. So, man, I just appreciate you for extending that branch out, you know, letting me be on your platform. You know, we was on here for an hour 30, man. This stream was lit. So, you know, it's just the connections. I'm building good connections with everybody for sure.
No problem, man. And again, man, thank you, man. I too still feel like I'm new to this. I'm still learning day by day how to, you know, be a better content creator in regards to, you know, our Washington Commanders and, you know, finding new ways to talk about us. But of course, we got a lot more, you know, during the season. We definitely gonna link up. We definitely gonna hop on lives and discuss in-game, pre-game, post-game, you know, news and talks. And again, like I told you, man, off backstage, I want to start collaborating a lot more with a lot of other you know, Commanders content creators. So from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you stepping on the channel and fucking with your boy Simba. Again, we will be doing more content, y'all. Y'all already know. Y'all can follow him on TikTok, Overtime Otis, Instagram, Overtime Otis. Follow my guy up on all social media platforms and on YouTube. Follow him up, man. Subscribe up to his channel. And with that being said, day 4 is on Monday. Padded practice. We're going to have a lot more to talk. I am going to have another collab on Monday. So, man, y'all make sure y'all tune in. With that being said, hey, y'all already know, man. Raise hell. Your boy Simba, your boy Overtime Otis. We out of here, man. We catch y'all in the next one.
Clocking out.